Hello and welcome. That's extremely
It is
fucking
extremely... What's happened?
dark. I don't know. Do we need a little bit of...
Switch it on and see what happens.
Oh yeah, it's not a dimmer, is it?
No. That's worse. I'll just adjust the brightness. You talk.
Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast. It wouldn't be Rabbit Hole Media if there wasn't some bizarre fucking error occurring straight off the bat. So while the disembodied Chris's top half of head fixes this, I shall waffle. Say hello. Join in the chat so I'm not waffling like a complete lunatic. That'll do. I'll say that's good enough.
I'll say so.
So, fuck knows what that was. I don't know why it was darker than...
It was weird because we were in here earlier and then we switched the studio lights on and we were like, it feels really dark. Mm-hmm. But right now, I don't think it feels dark anymore.
No.
Which I know is normal because you adjust to whatnot. But that looked particularly dark. And it's weird because that doesn't get touched.
To be fair, I think it probably would have been that plus the fact that this is a particularly bright background.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So it was probably correct.
Because even there, that is overexposed to shit with my eyes.
Yes. It didn't look that bad on your Mac.
Yes, well, that TV is...
shit.
Yes.
And I moved it over and I just went, I've bent down now. We're not correcting. Thank you, Hannah. I'm not doing anything about it. It will do. It's a picture about Iron Man 3.
What more can you want?
Released!
Oh, shit, I need to do... Carry on.
On the 25th of April, 2013, to a budget of $200 million.
Many $1 million.
And a worldwide gross of $1,214,811,252. This is the first solo movie to break $1 billion.
Which makes sense, because the movie prior to this was Avengers.
Yes.
Which obviously changed, I said last year, changed cinema.
It did, yeah.
It makes sense that the follow-up movie, everyone's going to be like, I'm fucking...
Especially as it's Iron Man.
Yeah, like, I get it.
I'm going to make a bold statement.
Go for it.
It's the best Iron Man as well.
I'm not sure I disagree.
Why do you have to look at a list? The options were Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 2.
Wasn't even looking at a list.
There.
Yeah. I just sort of looked at it. It was for dramatic effect, all right? Don't give our secrets away. Oh, I think I've just drawn on my face.
I thought you were going to say dribbled.
Have I drawn on my face?
No, not that. Well, if you have, it's in your beard, so it's blended in.
That's fine. Just like do that.
So all is well. All is well. Just colour the rest in.
These patchy bits.
Yeah. It's all is well. All is well. How is everyone? I know we haven't disappeared from the Discord, so how was everyone's Christmas breaks?
Shit.
Same. But
I won't lie to you. I've had a distinctly negative couple of weeks. I've had a bad time for a few weeks now. Like, Camilla got COVID going into Christmas, and she was ill. She was, like, properly ill. And then I started to get quite ill and was like, well, it's my turn too, but somehow just never got COVID. And then all our COVID plans got messed up over Christmas. And I know COVID's not really a thing and you can do what you want, but we've got two very old grandparents that are very ill. And Camilla's mum goes in surgery on Monday. We didn't want to risk spreading COVID at this time. So that made Christmas a pain in the arse because we had COVID over Christmas and couldn't really do anything properly. So that was a faff. And then I have to work in retail at Christmas. Need I say more?
I can relate on that one.
Yeah, and then my model railway drowned.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I can't stress enough how legitimately heartbroken I was when I opened that shed. Even more so, as I got a new train for Christmas, which I've wanted for fucking ever, that Camilla really put a lot of effort into finding. My mum got me some bits for it over Christmas, and then I didn't get a chance to go over and use it over Christmas because of the COVID. And then the first day I had a chance to go and use it, I went to a model shop in the morning to buy some more bits. So I went over there, real keen and giddy to finally get to use my Christmas presents, and opened the door to a literal tsunami. And I've never ever felt that way about an animate object before, but I was devastated.
I can imagine how you feel, because that if I walked in and just all of the graphic novels and stuff and books and manga and everything that I have was just drenched.
Yeah. Yeah. There was
immediately. There is no can we fix this?
There was a well, I had got to, like, Mum was trying to work out how we were going to fix it, how we were going to make sure it was working, what we were going to do, and I was like, it's done. It's a write-off. I'm not redoing it. I was like, if this is fucked, I'm not redoing it. This is hundreds of pounds and months worth of work. I'm not redoing it. No. And it's fiddly to fix because the way you have to build it, fixing it wouldn't be easy. Mm-hmm. Like, you'd have to rebuild more than what was damaged to be able to, like, join it together properly. It's like, it's just not worth it. I was like, I'm done. I was done. I was like, don't care. I'll work out something else. I'll just set up a small train set. Fuck this idea. I was livid. And then I had to go back to work. And now I've completely destroyed my back. Mm-hmm. And this has been a few days of
that I can also relate to as well.
Consistent agony. So I'm having a really bad time.
This is fair.
And I haven't even made it to 30 yet. That's soon.
Mm-hmm. It is soon. But on the plus side, it's all downhill from here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I've only got like 2.5 weeks left.
Yeah, I've only got till June.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So it's fine.
If this is what 30 is going to be like, I'm out.
Does that mean I have to do like 5.5 months of streams on my own? The podcast just on my
It
own?
depends if Rich joins in.
That's true. But I feel like it would be more poetic if I was still just sat here.
True. I'm sure Camilla will be thrilled.
I'm sure I'd be bludgeoned to death and chased away from the scene.
Her husband has passed, and then you just keep turning up just to commandeer. Tomb says, how's the back, Chris? Fucked. That's the honest answer. So, and I can't take tablets. I can't swallow tablets. So Jack just witnessed me taking children's medicine. Just squirting a syringe in my mouth.
And then he took the children's medicine.
I can't do it. I know I should be positive, but it's really hard right now.
Being positive is overrated, considering we live in a country where there's nothing really to be positive about. But here we are.
I got one thing I have got to be positive about. I'm very glad that no one told me when I was 16 I'd have to keep doing maths until I was 18.
What, like what is fishy ballsack doing? Like, honest to Christ, can someone just remove the man? Fuck me. What a cunt. Useless fucking wank stain on the side of a road.
I did see someone tweet, to be fair. I saw someone put it to. We don't normally do political stuff, but this is relevant. Someone put on Twitter, like, someone name a worse prime minister than Rishi Sunak, and then someone replied saying the last 4.
I don't think they're worse. None of them came out and said you needed to do maths until you were 18. What's the point? How about, instead of wasting all that time...
That's making me do maths for an extra 5 years.
Yeah, I dropped it, though. As soon as you could, I was like... I know what you did. I'm just choosing to ignore it. It was a good one. No, instead of doing maths for extra years, how about you just put general life lessons?
Oh yeah, that would be an obvious thing to put into a curriculum.
Taxes, finances, mortgages.
Yeah.
How to prep CVs and job interviews and all this, that, and the other. Because I just go, hi, I like money, therefore please take me. That is my interview thing, because no one fucking told me shit. They just went, build a mosque out of paper mache. This is why we like Jesus. Go play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the Glockenspiel.
Wait. How to do a signature? What's this?
Oh, I see. We had someone, their signature was just, they wrote their name. So we're just like, just how to do a signature.
Brilliant.
It's general.
Do you know where I got my idea for my signature from? Art Attack.
I just wrote my name in a weird way.
There was an episode of Art Attack that was him coming up with different signature ideas.
Fair enough. I remember at one point I changed my signature, forgot I had changed my signature, and that caused problems because when I had to sign for something, it didn't match.
Ah.
And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? It took me like an hour to remember that I changed it.
Camilla's obviously had to change her signature Well, she didn't have to, but she's changed her signature because she's changed her name.
Mm.
And I sort of thought, I was
That's
like,
more hassle than it's worth.
yeah, I was like, you may as well just kept the same signature. I feel like this is going to confuse things going forward if you need to match.
You can change the name on things, but the signature can be the same.
Yeah.
Because otherwise now, well, if you've got to sign something, you've got to remember the old one. So it's pointless. And I changed mine when I was like 17.
Mm. That's a pretty rebellious age to change your signature. That makes sense, though. You'd be like, do you know what? I don't want that signature I had when I was 14.
Yeah, I got bored of it.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm. Mm.
My signature hasn't changed, but it's evolved from saying my name to a scribble.
Well, yeah, mine's essentially a scribble, largely because I can never do it the same way twice.
Give me your signature. You just sign that. Can I just get your autograph, please, Jack?
Yeah,
Can you make it? Can you make it out to Big Balls 69?
Dear Big Balls.
69. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yours actually looks fancy, though. Yours looks like an autograph.
I'm prepping for rabbit holes.
Like, yours looks like if I was to meet a celebrity and go, you sign this for me and put that on it, I'd be like, that's completely indistinguishable. That makes sense. I get it.
Can you not tell what it says, though?
No. No, I can't.
The issue is, I've crossed the L and the T.
Is it just
next to
Netley?
it. Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I approve of it. It looks great.
But it's just, the N is particularly pointy. The E is just a bump. The T is a line that is equally as pointy as the N. The L is also the same, and I've crossed the L and the T and the N with the Y. So, it's nonsense.
It still makes more sense than mine.
What is yours?
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Go.
Oh God. See, I'm on the spot. So, who am I making it out to?
Glock 3000.
To Glock.
I don't know how you spell Glock.
Glock 3000. What are we doing?
What is this segment? You can't even see what we're doing.
And then it's just kind of like a thingy, and then I'd sort of scribble my two names, but I scribbled it so quickly now that it's just carnage. Because my names are quite long, and it was supposed to be.
Imagine how I feel. Jack Oliver Netley Thompson.
It was supposed to be like when I first started doing it, it'd be like the K and the L like joined together, and then like, you know, the Kristian.
I see what you're going for.
And then an underline.
Signatures are meant to be completely indistinguishable.
Yeah, but now it is just because I'm not doing all that. That took time.
Mm-hmm.
That was quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a mess. It's a mess. And I think that happened because how many times did we have to sign something at game? Oh. I don't know if that's a regular thing in your current place at work, but at game you just signed fucking everything.
Yeah.
Everything was getting signed. So it was just like, and like, especially if you're doing like end of day reports,
yep.
and you have to go through and like sign like every fucking transaction. I don't have time to be doing a long signature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I remember. Did you ever know Graham, the manager Graham? No. See, his signature was literally, I can do it. It was literally this. I'm not kidding one bit.
It's a fucking oval.
It's GD apparently. Anyway, that's enough of that. Should we talk about Iron Man?
Iron Man 3, general thoughts, audience and Kristian. Go.
So, here's a weird thing. I had a weird memory in the back of my head of me not liking this movie as much. Mm. And I went into this going, I feel like I don't like Iron Man 3 as much, but I'll watch it. And I watched it the other day. I was like, why did I think I didn't like this? This was fucking excellent.
Yes.
I don't think I've got anything particularly bad to say about it.
No.
I think it's real good. There's some good jokes in there. I'm a big fan of the occasion. What's he says? I get to the end of my sentence and then say the wrong cranberry.
See, that is the only joke I don't like because they never go back. So they make.
It feels like they could have set up for it. Yeah, there'd be more.
They make the joke as if this is now a hardware issue, and then it never happens again. It's immediately gone.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like. Ooh.
I did enjoy the gag though; it was very funny.
And so the first time you hear it, yes, it is very amusing.
I like it, but I do like the humor, and I think they do some interesting stuff with Stark and his character development. It's what I was saying from the first when we spoke about the first one. If we didn't have him in the first film, the where he's got to now wouldn't feel as satisfying. And I think this, for me, it's kind of this era onwards now where I think we get best Stark.
Yeah,
personally,
agreed.
Because he's sort of battling with his own demons, and wanting to be the best version of himself. That's what he's doing here, and I'm a big fan of that.
See, I feel a lot of people will probably feel this way. Hannah's just put, I enjoyed it more than I previously have. I think it's because Shang-Chi won me over with Trevor, and then Rich immediately followed that up because, like, we are the same person, they are the same person. Good film in general, but there is one clear standout bit for me. A certain English actor, obviously recorded, Trevor Slattery.
I love Trevor Slattery.
I found that really funny the first time, but that was one of the biggest things. There were two major issues people had with this movie, and one of them was Trevor. But I feel like a lot of people have been won back around by Shang-Chi.
That's fair.
And therefore, this is...
See, I never had an issue with... I liked that. And I remember at the time... Obviously, I never had the... I've said this on this show before. I don't know the comics. So I never had this kind of thing of like... the 10 rings are wrong, and that's not... I never had that. I just was interested in what was going on. And I think the thing is, for me, Ben Kingsley's performance as the Mandarin... is really
fucking incredible.
Really fucking good. Yeah. It's a really good villain performance.
You'll never see me coming.
It's great. It is genuinely really good. And I think that's why the twist actually, for me, works really well. Because when I first watched it, at least, it's like, I believe that this is the villain. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a great villain story because there's not very much going on here, but he's an interesting character. His performance is good. I believe this is the villain. Then the twist when they fucking find him, and he's just this bumbling actor. Fucking hilarious. Because he couldn't be more different either.
No.
He couldn't be more different to the...
Wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
And I think it's great. The bit where he's there, like, intimidating him and he's watching the football. Like, Rhodes has got a gun to his head and he's still just like... I think it's great. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
I think you got
it was really funny.
Really good stuff with Rhodes in this as well. Mm-hmm. I think this film is where Don Cheadle comes into his own and cements to me as like he is much better in this role. He's given something to do, absolutely, but also it's like I couldn't see what's his face doing this role.
Terrence Howard. No.
Yeah, I can't see it now. Like I think Don Cheadle. My brain was going Howard, and I knew that wasn't right. Completely has encapsulated that role and made it his own, and I think it's really good. Yeah, honestly, I think really good. I like the whole stuff with the kid. All the sequences with the kid, I actually genuinely think is really good. It's great for Stark. The only flaw I would say of it, and the thing I don't like about it, and this is a thing that a lot of superhero movies do, and I've complained about a lot before, a big chunk of this film is he's not Iron Man.
See, that's what the other thing people had an issue with, and to me, that was the point. It's the point. It's to show that he is Iron Man. It's not the suit. Yeah.
I think they just about get away with it because that is the point they're driving home, and they make all the stuff with him not Iron Man really compelling. Mm-hmm. But I do every watch there is just a part of me that's like, I just wish I had a little more Iron Man. But to make up for it, I guess you get all of the fucking Iron Man in the world at the end when there's many of them.
42.
Yeah, and I love that whole thing of him jumping into and landing in other suits and stuff like that.
That whole end sequence is fucking great.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fucking great. But no, I like the fact that it's not a lot of Iron Man, not specifically because there's not a lot of Iron Man, but because obviously they're using it.
It allows them to explore Stark.
Yeah, and wouldn't we all like to do that?
I'd rather he explore me.
Ooh.
He might be able to fix my back, I don't know.
He's not that kind of doctor, as they say in the post-credit scene. He's not a doctor at all.
Camilla hadn't seen that post-credit scene.
Oh, really? Sorry, I was just getting a list of all the different Iron Man suits at the end. We'll get to that. Not all of them, obviously. But, no, I really like it. And I like the scene where he's breaking into the house as just him.
Yeah.
Because it just shows that he the whole point of the film is he is Iron Man. And I don't think they're trying to be particularly subtle about it.
No, I don't.
It was, is that Iron Man? Technically, I am. And then he ends the film with, I am Iron Man.
Yep.
So yeah, I really like that stuff. I really like the fact, and this may read into my psychopathy a little bit, but I really like the fact that the MCU, most characters in the MCU, they just kill. They're not like, ew, we can't do that. That's bad. Iron Man's like, no, here is a bomb made out of a bauble. Hold it directly to your face, and then I will shoot you with a nail gun. Because fuck you. Or I will blow you the fuck up with a microwave. How about that? It is the easy way to deal with problems, as opposed to Batman, I'm going to arrest you. I've been released.
Batman kills people. He punches hard.
Not that hard.
I reckon he's killed people. Not intentionally, but I reckon he doesn't even know. I reckon there are people he has killed and he doesn't realize he's killed them.
Probably. Especially in the Arkham games. Fucking hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you... I know you haven't, but in Batman vs. Superman, he absolutely kills people.
Doesn't he lever the building?
No, but he's like... The Batmobile has a machine gun on it. He's blowing up the cars. And there's a there's a thing. There's a warehouse fight. Possibly one of the best Batman fights ever put to film. By the way, I know that film is pretty shit, but that fight scene is probably the best Batman fight scene ever put to film. But there's a moment where he does this cool thing where he uses like his grappling hook and like yeets a crate over his shoulder, twats some guy in the face. He hits a wall and just slides, and there's just this blood splat from where his head has smashed into the wall. Like
nice,
dead.
Yeah.
Very dead. And he uses a harpoon gun to shoot the flamethrower tank on somebody's back and it just explodes.
That'll be dead, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be, yeah.
That could probably do some area damage too.
Very dead. Yeah, he murders a lot of people. But he is old Batman then. I think he's meant to be fed up at that point. But anyway, we're not talking about Shatman.
Talking about Shine Man.
Indeed, Shine Man. Shiren Main. Or as this film, Man. I think the plane scene is fucking excellent.
Yep.
Oh, catching everybody.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really good.
What did you think of it?
The build up to that scene.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, the whole that too. But he blasts a hole through someone. So that's just dealt with. Cool.
The thing where he catches everyone's really good. I standout thing from that sequence to me actually. And every time I watch it, I always think, it's a bit, why are you talking so quietly and so calmly? That was always odd to me. Like, he's just like, all right, everyone, what are we doing? Everyone's going to grab their monkey, all right? Grab your monkey. Don't worry, just hold your hand, grab your monkey. Like, he's really... And my brain was always like, you are plummeting to the earth at whatever speed.
Well, he's not.
No, but that's my point. This is my thing.
No. I mean, even if he was in the suit.
No, but it's going to be loud, is where I'm going. It's going to be loud. So I feel like just... naturally you would shout because it's going to be loud, and he's just talking really calmly and quietly the entire time. Obviously they can hear him, but he's not feeling the need to shout, which I actually think is probably a really clever design choice because he's not actually there. So to him it's not really loud.
I don't think he's talking any differently to you when he always is when he's in the suit.
I don't know, I've heard him like excel
I mean, there are
a bit
moments
more.
where he shouts, but like there's the whole I'm bringing the party to you. And he's flying very much in peril in the Avengers, where he's got that big thing behind him, and he's all very calm.
Also on a phone. He's on like a call. He's not talking to someone out loud.
Oh, I see. But
I feel like naturally...
in that scenario, I just imagine he knows that the suit's going to project the voice.
For sure. I think there is an element of, like, because he's not there in person...
That's it.
He's not getting that kind of like natural noise level that he's trying to beat or anything like that. He's just sat on the back of that boat. Yeah. I think it's really cool. The revered of that as well. Of him just.
I also think it probably wouldn't be that loud inside that suit.
Don't know. I've never been inside an Iron Man suit.
No, but if you're in a well-built car, you don't really get any road noise.
Oh, that's a good point. Never thought of it like that. That's a real good point.
Because otherwise, it would be like everything would be incredibly quiet.
You make a fair point.
Because none of the air is getting in. So there's nothing to...
Either way, I didn't mean any of that as a critique. I was using it as a compliment.
You're using it as a compliment. But I think that scene is really cool. I think it's well shot. It's well... I can't unsee it now that I saw it behind the scenes. But there's a shot of the first woman he catches, and she's got his arm, her arm like up over his shoulder, under his arm over his shoulder, and I can't unsee the utter fakeness of that arm just because I know it isn't her arm.
Right.
Obviously, they're also not falling out of a plane, but Air Force One to be specific. But I think that seems great. And then it just ends really well with just a hit by a truck.
And I think I like that, obviously, because they're cutting to him in that Iron Man, because they do it as a, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're misleading you on purpose, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously because
misdirection,
that's it. And I just love that he gets hit by the bus or the truck with it, and then it cuts to him still in the helmet, like with the black background, and then the door behind him just opens and you see a background. It's like, oh, I see. He was just in a dark room. I really like that.
That came out of nowhere.
As you said, a wild General Ortega appeared.
She did, yes. I was like, fair enough.
She's fucking everywhere at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, Wednesday was huge.
Yeah, I know.
So that makes sense.
It's just quite amusing, because she's all over the internet. She's been really popular. And it was just weird timing. Glenn put this on. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Also, we should have watched this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It was a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I was thinking literally like this should have been the last movie of the year.
I thought that.
Yeah, I forgot, and they were like, and then it just opened. It was like Christmas. So I was like, shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was like, I should have done this already.
Should have planned this a little bit. We shouldn't have watched Mummy 3 and just gone straight into the MCU. But here we are. Here we are. Oh well. What other scene? Just the end. Everything about the end fight, the end battle, was so fucking cool. And some of those suits are so cool. I like the black one with the gold rims, if you will, that just comes apart and forms back together again. Just does that spin, takes a load of people out and just forms back together again. I will say some of the suits don't seem to be designed to be worn. Like that one, for example, doesn't really seem to be designed to be worn, because that doesn't seem like a practical move.
No,
in the suit.
I mean, he was jumping in and out of suits during this. So.
That's true.
Mate, the whole fucking thing of him like just jumping off something and landing in a suit, really good, really good. Why was it? Did he deliberately just tell Rhodey?
I think he was lying. Yeah.
That he couldn't use the suits.
I think he was lying
because he was definitely putting the suits on other people.
Oh yeah, he put them on. It's whether or not that he could control them.
Yeah, that's true.
Because no one could. Although Pepper used the hand for Mark 42, but he blew up Aldrich Killian.
Yep.
A weird choice of character to use, considering his only role in the comics, in the comic that this is based on, with all Extremis and everything, is he invents Extremis, realizes he's done something terrible, and shoots himself.
Oh, okay. What do you think of him as a villain in this? Obviously, he's the main antagonist in this.
Yeah, he's boring, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree.
He's real dull.
It's weird. I think it was really good that they had the whole Trevor Slattery thing, because it meant that throughout the film there was an interesting villain, because the main villain wasn't that interesting.
Not at all.
I think the film stands out more on. I've said this many times talking about Marvel films as a character study for Stark.
Yeah, for sure.
More than anything else.
For sure, and I think that's the point. And I think that's why.
Absolutely, is the point.
An incredibly engaging villain, because it would detract. Would detract from that, and I think it's very difficult to have both, which is why like Infinity War is a Thanos movie. There isn't really any growth for any of the Avengers or anything like that in Infinity War, because there are a couple of moments and a few scenes and everything, but that is Thanos' movie, and then Endgame is the Avengers movie. So you can't really have both, because you don't have enough time. Otherwise, you turn into Avatar and just be dog shit. There's my relevant.
Well, it's making
thesis.
money.
In China. That's where most of the money's come from. Not to say that
Still
they haven't
money.
made money. Yeah. Not to say they haven't made money, but it's one of those like. The big argument is it made a lot more money than Black Panther, or is overtaking Black Panther. It's like, yeah, but China are racist and therefore wouldn't allow Black Panther. So imagine what Black Panther would have done if it had China money.
True.
But anyway, I don't like Avatar. Has anyone actually seen Avatar 2? No, I don't think it has made money. I think people are just saying it's made money. Because does anyone even know anyone or know of anyone who has seen this movie?
James Cameron's seen it.
I don't believe that. Because otherwise, I don't even think he's seen the first one. Otherwise, he wouldn't have agreed to make 5 more.
I will watch it.
I won't.
I'll watch it when it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. God, some of the people I actually trust to have sensible opinions are not fuckwits on the internet. Are not singing this movie's praises. Just like, it looks pretty.
Oh, I'm not in any way expecting it to be good, though. So
No, yeah.
I think I can only be mildly surprised.
No, I don't think you. I think you'll still be disappointed.
To be honest, I only want to watch it because I'm sure it will look pretty on my lovely TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't watched the first one again because it's only in normal HD. What's the point?
Is insane.
What's the point?
The entire point of that movie is the fact that it's a fucking good-looking film, supposedly. I don't know why I'm saying supposedly. Yes, it is. But no, apparently the biggest issues with people have with Avatar, with people who have their brain turned on, is that every scene is started and ended with 90 seconds of establishing shots.
Oh, okay.
So it just basically the movie is only that long because it is filled with Windows
Sounds about
screensavers.
right. That sounds about right.
That sounds fucking horrendous and obnoxious and irritating. If you're going to make a long movie, fill it with substance, not with guff. But this is just, oh, look, we're quite good at CGI. So is everyone these days. Have you seen some of the shit people can do on their own, at home? It's ridiculous. Anyway, Iron Man 3. I think my favourite is Heartbreaker.
Your favourite suit?
Yeah. Which is this one.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Everyone look up Heartbreaker. It's the main one he wears, to be fair.
Yeah.
At the end, it's the main one he wears. Got Mark 33, Silver Centurion. He wears that one quite a lot as well. Which is cool as hell. You got this big boy. This is Drill Boy, I think.
Oh, there's like an early
and then
Hulkbuster.
Igor. Yeah, Igor.
Oh, there you go.
It's a bridge stabilizer. That's what it is.
Oh, right, okay.
And the space one. That's the space one. There's the cool guy.
Oh, yeah, that's sick. That looks like something out of Dead Space.
But it does look like something out of Dead Space. Called Bones. I love the fact that they all have. Everyone Google these suits.
Google Iron Man Bones.
Blue Steel. Oh no, this is Drill Guy.
Blue Steel, isn't that the...
Yeah, that's the Drill Guy. The one who just...
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, we're not going to go... I'm not going to sit and just go through all the suits. That would be pointless. There's like 40 of them. And then obviously you have the Mark 42. The Prodigal Son Returned.
I think... I really like how this film just sort of... I actually like how the film started and set everything up. Sort of the beginning thing of you've got Tony kind of giving you some telling you the story of that party where you meet Doodad, what's his face? Can't remember his name. Oh my god,
Jensen.
that's the one. Obviously, and because Jensen says in the first film, "Oh, we met at a Christmas party" or something like that. So obviously you get that
Conference in Berlin, I think.
Obviously some different stuff with Happy. But obviously getting this set up there, and I like the fact that you've got Tony kind of giving you some dialogue, telling a story, which you get at the end, and then that bleeds into the post-credit scene that obviously he's telling the story to
Bruce. Yeah.
To Bruce. I think that's really good. But I think the early setup as well of like you're getting these early moments of seeing that Stark is really struggling with everything that's happened and coming to terms with everything and having anxiety attacks. And I actually really like that they've got a character like this dealing with something like that. Because it's such a strange, like anxiety and panic attacks is such a common thing that most people don't even know they're having. And some people just then let that ruin their lives and stuff like that when it is such a normal thing, such a common thing. And Rich said it in the chat earlier to me that it's okay to not be okay. And it's the same, it is the kind of thing with this whole film. An element of it is about that with Tony of like, it's okay to not be okay. You've gone through some weird shit. And
the only negative on that I would say is the fact that he kind of got over it real quick. The kid told him to build something, and then he never has it again.
I lived the
in
end
the
of
entire MCU.
No, I suppose that's fair.
So they kind of just... I think they... For the brief time that they mentioned it, they kind of handled it really well, and then he kind of just got over it real quick.
I do think like it was convincing performances of anxiety attacks. From someone that's had many.
I'm waiting for everyone to come after this movie because he says you made me spaz out.
Oh, I thought that actually, and I was like, someone won't be happy about that at some point.
Someone's going to come after them. I mean, they fucking piled on Lizzo for using the word spaz, and it doesn't mean anything in America. It means go white. It means like woo. That's what that means in America. Yes, it is not the nicest word over here, but it's also like, come on, how are they going to fucking know that? I'm just waiting. It'll happen one day. Give it another 10 years, and we'll be like, boycott Iron Man 3.
Cancel
Robert Downey Jr. And we're like, go fuck yourself with a rotten cactus. Anyway.
I think there was a good move of putting on the heartstrings we're happy.
Yep.
And using that to give Stark kind of like his motivation.
I do like the fact that he was kind of, until then it was like, right, okay, I can help. And Rose was like, no. He was like, yeah. And then it was made personal. So he was like, okay, no, I'm ignoring Rhodey now.
Yeah, and it was made personal, but I don't know what it is. I've actually had this thing with an episode of Doctor Who today. I really like it when you've got a character like that, which you know, like, fundamentally always means well and is good, but can have a dark side. Mm-hmm. And then something personal happens to them and you see them switch. I always find that great to watch. Mm-hmm. So the moment in this where you can tell, like, he is fucked off and it's personal. And when that reporter says to him, like, you know, why hasn't someone killed you there? And he's just like, all right, okay, this is what you want?
Well, when are you just going to kill this guy?
Yeah. And he's like, I just decided you just died, pal. The confidence, though, like I've said before with Tony Stark, one of my favourite things about him is his cockiness and his confidence. And that it comes from a place of almost like entitlement and arrogance he's earned the right for, in a way. So just that whole thing with like, here's what I'm going to fucking do, here's my address, smashes the guy's thing, bill me, because it's like a $5 for Stark. So
it depends if it's whether or not it's the film he's recording on or the film he throws, because there's a continuity error there where the phone changes.
Oh right, okay.
And I noticed that in the cinema, and it's pissed me off ever since.
Interesting.
It's like, how do I notice that? Especially 10 years. I was a teenager when this movie came out. But still, I was a teenager.
I've been watching all the Doctor Who stuff through, and there was an episode I was watching yesterday, I don't know, one of Peter Capaldi's episodes, where he loses his companion, and he flips and turns on this dark thing, and just the speech he gives of the threat and the calm nature of the way he's threatening this person. He's like, he says something along the lines of, he's like, I'm gonna rain terror on you and do this, that, and the other, blah blah. He says him so calmly. He's like, you can't do that. He's like, yes I can. You know who I am. He's like, and you've heard all the stories, and in only that time have you ever heard of anyone that's ever stopped me. And it's just this kind of like, yeah, this is good. It's a good speech. I like it. like, fair enough. And even they're like, yeah, good point. And I love seeing like a good character, like a protagonist character, have that switch. There's a couple of Castle episodes as well. The one where his daughter gets kidnapped, mm-hmm. and when he's like left in the room on his own. Mm-hmm. And you don't really see everything either. You just hear through the door. It's just like, fucking hell. Like, something about seeing a good character protagonist have something made personal, I always find compelling to watch.
It's good fun. It's like, ooh. It's almost arousing in a strange way.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, let me be kidnapped. Have this man come for me. In more ways than one! But, what are we as a show?
The same person. Oh, I see. Carnage. We are an excuse to. We're an excuse to do something.
This is true. I probably would have gone insane if I didn't have this to do on a weekly basis.
Oh, thanks, mate. Take that as a compliment. It means a lot to me.
What were we talking about before?
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 doing the speechy bit. I also like the fact that immediately after that he's at home and like, this was a terrible idea, because it's like, we're still on Ding Dong. I just threatened a terrorist.
But I really like that as well, because it makes sense in that moment of, how many times do you say something in a moment of pure rage, and then shortly after you go, that was probably a bit dumb. Like, I get it.
Is that not like 95% of both of our customer interactions?
No.
100%.
I never regret my customer interactions.
Fair point. Fair point.
I don't think I could think of anywhere I've ever gone. And I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, true.
Actually, no, it's normally... Probably shouldn't have said that, but I'm glad I did.
No, I know I shouldn't have said that, but it was incredibly
I knew at the
satisfying.
time that I should have said that.
I shouldn't say this, but you, sir, are fuckwit. You are the thickest thing that has ever come out of a vagina.
Oh, why does that sound such... Like, that sounds like such an awful insult.
Indeed. I can't remember. My brain has died.
Iron Man 3.
I know the general topic, but where were... Oh, he's in his house, and the weird technology, super advanced technology that just builds a 3D image of the floor. For some reason. In such high detail.
Oh, when he's doing the crime scene thing. Yeah.
In such high detail that he can read the name on the dog tag.
See, I liked all that, though. I like the
It's
kind
cool.
of, like, the...
It's cool.
Tony Stark doing some detective work
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. It is cool, but I'm just like, what kind of fucking hologram lasers?
I also like that Happy cottoned on that something was going on with that dude. Mm-hmm. I think that's just more clever little things. Is like, okay, Happy's paranoid, but he knows what he's doing. Because he spotted someone, he's like, I've got a funny thing about this guy, and I'm going to follow it through. And he was right. The guy was up no
I've
good.
just thought of a quote that would have been better.
What?
Hello, forehead of Skewery.
Oh, yeah. That I like that as well. It's like, flip the screen. So I'm not a tech genius like you.
He's looking at brain. He's showing her his big brain. Flip the...
And he just leaves him in the fridge.
Yeah. On Skype.
I know, I thought it was weird.
In
They were on Skype of all
2013,
things.
They were on Skype. Is that a common time for Skype?
Maybe it was, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I just remember MSN, then iMessage.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
remember
MSN.
anything in between.
I remember MSN.
MSN was great.
I remember just like...
Because with MSN, you could just be like, I'm no longer contactable.
Yeah, but there was a weird thing with MSN. With me for a bit, there was a period of just like, Mum and Dad, can I please use your computer? And then they're like, computer player, please. So like, yeah, fine. And I'd go in to just log on MSN. And just sit there and just talk nonsense with my school friends.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
It's a great time.
Complete nonsense. I mean, I know that's basically what we do in the Discord.
Yes.
But it was weird, because back then I'd just have to allocate a time where I could be on MSN. To just have access to it all the time.
Skype
Bebo
was obviously a thing. I know it was a thing. But was it commonly used in 2013 is what I mean?
Yeah, you mean like, was that the main video call platform?
Yeah, it was.
I feel like around 2013, Skype's probably...
No, I don't remember. It was a really long time ago, and I'm old now.
Other than FaceTime, but then they would have had to have some
I don't
kind of
know if-
Apple contract.
Had FaceTime come? Yeah, and
I feel like by 2013,
Marvel's was all Samsung at the time.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like...
And and Audi. You probably noticed that Marvel have a good contract with
Yeah.
Audi, and I don't blame them. I would, if I had Stark money, I'd also buy a lot of Audis. They're very nice, and everyone just gets out your way because they're assuming you're going to go deal drugs.
I don't know if I would drive anywhere if I was Tony Stark.
I like driving, so
I like driving too, but I also imagine I would really like flying my Iron Man suit, and that doesn't involve me having to get stuck in traffic and deal with other drivers.
that's true. That's true. And sometimes he does because he had it just parked outside the front of the pub, which I find quite funny.
Yeah.
the
No, I mean,
idea
yeah, I
of-
know he does drive it. I just mean, if I was Tony Stark, I don't think I'd drive anywhere. I think I'd fly everywhere. Oh, you mean that he flew to... I'm sorry.
To the pub,
following.
yeah.
And left his suit outside. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd do that.
You would splurge on a 1960s Volkswagen Beetle.
I beg your pardon.
Aren't well, yes, that's not what you're meant to do with cars. And also, aren't they like 50 quid?
Don't know.
Because they're like, I'm very sorry to shit on your dream here, but aren't they like really cheap because they're shit?
No idea.
My mate had one as his first car. It was the most
Oh.
fucking horrendous thing.
Yeah, that's a terrible choice for first car.
Oh my god, I hate.
Like, if you're a collector, fair enough.
Yeah, but for a first car, obviously all he did was work on it because it didn't fucking work.
I think having a vintage car as your primary car is dumb, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
dumb.
it's a good Nick one, obviously. If you had like a '69 Mustang, I'd live in it.
Different. Maybe a bit different.
What? Same era.
No, it's true. It is true. Yeah, good point.
I'm gonna have a look. Do I still have the Auto Trader app? Yes.
We're now looking at cars.
Why not, you know?
Yeah,
The Gran Turismo movie had a teaser. Why not? Cars. Make. VW. Model. Beetle. Age. Select year. Max year 1960. There is one on Auto Trader. Search for one car. £40,000. Oh, okay. To be fair, it's only done 6,200 miles.
Fucking hell! What has that been doing for like 50 years?
I mean, it's still an ugly piece of shit, and it's from 1958.
Jesus.
To be fair, yes. So,
Hang on, is that not a Herbie car?
yes.
That'd be why they're worth some money, probably.
True. And also the fact that they were essentially invented because of Hitler.
Yes.
Enjoy your Hitlermobile.
Oh, it didn't let me save the clip.
Oh.
I'm going to take that one. I just put just that with no context on the socials.
Enjoy
Just...
your Hitlermobile. Oh, dearie me. What do you think of Iron Patriot?
I think both War Machine and Iron Patriot are shit names.
War Machine's better though.
Yeah, I agree, but they're both shit names.
Yes. Oh dear, Tim. They are both shit names.
Sorry, Hannah says the Nazis, great outfit, good cars.
You say good cars, but they gave the world the Beetle.
Terrible life choices.
Also, just a weird addition to this movie because Rhodey isn't the Iron Patriot.
In the comics, you mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Norman Osborn is the Iron Patriot.
Well, he can't be in this, though.
No, I know, but then just why have that at all?
Yeah, they could have just kept him as War Machine.
And it would have been exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the
They
same.
still could have painted it. If they really wanted.
I mean, they still would have made it the Iron Patriot.
Yeah, that's true.
Turning it into the Iron Patriot at that point. But it just felt really weird, especially considering they got real-life celebrities to do fake TV shows.
To do naked TV shows.
To do, like,
Yeah,
fake
because it had,
talk
like, Joan
shows
Rivers
about
on it and stuff.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Yeah. I always find it weird when movies do that, when you get just suddenly a talk show host just turn up doing their talk show about the thing. It always is real weird to me.
I find it quite cool when they get actual news anchors to do news things and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It is cool. Like, I've seen things where, like, Jimmy Fallon will turn up and he's doing...
Jimmy Fallon's an actual actor.
Yeah, like, I don't have a problem with it. I just... Whenever I see it, it kind of always this weird, almost...
Takes you out of it for a moment.
Yeah.
Because you're not expecting to see... But it's weird though, because obviously you recognise actors and just seeing their faces doesn't take you out of it. But it's the context of them. This is their actual
Yeah,
job.
exactly. It's what I know them for.
It's really strange. Just seeing talk show hosts. Like, it's like seeing Graham Norton pop up in a movie. Wasn't Graham Norton in the Eurovision?
I think he
movie?
was, yeah.
What a terrible shame for Graham Norton.
Mate, he's fucking done well out of Eurovision, to be fair. He's probably the only...
I mean specifically that movie.
Oh, yeah. He's probably the only good thing about Eurovision.
Agreed. Because it's definitely not the musical act. Christ. And like, I don't see the point in Eurovision because it's not a talent show. It's a political show. It's like, who do people like in the world right now? And obviously it's never us.
We came second.
For the first time in 90
Yeah, no, but
years.
can't say never. We would have won if it wasn't for Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, you're right. I'm just saying.
That kind of proves my point.
No, I know. I'm just saying that we weren't the most hated country in the Eurovision.
Oh, we're in the height of war. What we need is for this stupid competition. We need to win this competition. But yes, that's... Why did we come... What did we do?
Sam Ryder did some singing.
Yes, I know, but that's not why we came second.
I reckon there's an element of it.
politically happened. Clearly.
I reckon it's an element of it.
Because
The internet liked Sam Ryder.
do you know what happened on the Eurovision after Brexit, the Brexit vote? We came
I know, yeah.
cold last.
Yeah.
It's very rare. To be fair, we did have a real-life Muppet representative.
The internet liked Sam Ryder prior to his success after Eurovision.
Yes,
the internet was already a fan. I think that's an element of it, that already the internet were on board with him.
That's true.
Across the world. So I imagine there is a big element of we like Sam Ryder. Oh, yeah, he's a nice, he's likable dude.
I don't know, because
he's made a huge success. Because since he won because essentially, like, he got to second in Eurovision, so that means he's sold really, like, consequently then his record sold really well. So he's become a top-selling artist this year. He's had an album. He's had one single, but he's had an album, which has sold well. So he's been a top-selling artist this year. And then he did a whole bunch of other stuff around Eurovision because there was the Queen's Jubilee stuff around that same time. So there's a lot of popularity. So I get why he ended up doing the BBC thing. I actually said while I was watching it, I wouldn't be surprised, would not be surprised if he's the next Bond song.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Because he's that kind of artist.
I think all of his original music sucks.
Hey, I'm not going to judge his music. That's not what I'm here to do. I think he's a great performer, great singer, and he seems like a nice guy.
He's a fantastic singer, yeah, absolutely.
But I just have a funny feeling, because of the type of artist he is, it's really popular at the moment. Like, it's just, that's what happens with the Bond. That's how we end up with Billie Eilish, Adele. Like,
True.
They were just big selling artists at the time. And so I wouldn't be surprised.
True.
He's a popular artist.
Hopefully, whoever's in charge this time or next time.
It does also apparently seem like Aaron Taylor-Johnson is going to be Bond.
Pass. Actually, no. I quite like Aaron Taylor.
Well, apparently he was really good in some movie recently where he played a similar role.
What, Bullet Train?
That's it.
A similar role?
I'm just going with what I read on the interwebs. Don't blame me. We all know the internet is full of dimwits. I'm just reading them.
I would like it if James Bond turned out to be a similar role to him in Bullet Train, because he is quite good in Bullet Train. He's probably the best thing about Bullet Train.
Right, okay.
But it's very not like Bond. It's a lot of effing and jeffing and Cockney and...
All right. Maybe they're going
Bond
for a different
style
direction with Bond.
You've got a lot to live
Bond's
up to.
been always in with his women, though. I don't feel having a porn...
Right? That's not...
You said a porn star
stash.
stash. Yeah, I don't feel that's particularly off character for Bond. I reckon give the opportunity, he'd have a porn star stash.
I mean, he literally existed in the 70s.
Bond?
Yes.
Yeah.
And never had a stash. That would have been his opportunity.
Now you see.
Mustache!
Whereas I thought you meant like he had...
That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
I thought you meant like he had a group of porn stars that he'd regularly go and...
Why did he just stash them away?
Yeah, so I thought you meant that he just had like a little porn star posse.
Riley, Mia, get in the flat.
That's what I thought you meant. Sorry. I don't know if that says more about me. That when I heard that, then my imagination just went to having a group of porn stars that you could just call upon at any time. I mean, we all do, technically. It's called the internet. But still.
Yes. Katie has said it very well. Oh, good grief. Yes.
Sorry.
This is absolutely fair enough. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on Iron Man 3? Another connection to Agents of the President is the same one as the President Agents.
Yes, but I don't want to say it because I thought of a funny thing to say, but it might ruin it. Nah, fuck, I'm going to do it. A bit good, innit? That's my final thought.
I just press the button, I'd say.
I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go, there you go.
Bit good, innit? Because that's exactly where I would have put it as well. It's absolutely not a 9, because that's like saying it's the Avengers level, but...
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, like, because you said...
You meant a moustache, not a harem.
Because you said, like, final thoughts. My brain immediately went to, a bit good in it, as a bit of a joke. And then as I thought about it, I was like, that probably is what I'd score it. Mm. Which is why I hesitated for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I assume this ranking conversation is going to be particularly short as well. 2?
Hang on, let me just catch up with here. So
I'll go through the current list. At number 1, it'll be over here, we have the Avengers. At number 2, we have Iron Man. At number 3, Thor. At number 4, Iron Man 2. At number 5, Captain America, the First Avenger. And at number 30, we have The Incredible Hulk. So where would you place Iron Man 3? Because let's be honest, there's only one answer.
It's got to be 2 or 3.
It's 2. It's better than Iron Man 1.
Give me your reasoning. Convince me.
I think...
I'm not saying I disagree necessarily. I'm just intrigued in what you...
I do agree with you in that Iron Man 1 is required for the character in Iron Man 3 to be as satisfying as it is. But even on its own, having seen Iron Man 1 previously, the character of Tony Stark is far more compelling in this movie. I think all the surrounding characters are far more compelling in this movie. I think all the action sequences are far better, even though he's not the real villain. You have the Mandarin / Trevor Slattery, who's far more interesting than Ironmonger or whatever his fucking...
No, I'm an actor.
Obadiah Stane. I'm an actor. And a lovely speedboat.
I love how he just offers one of the girls as well.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Do you want one of the birds?
Ready for another lesson? I think so. Even everyone around him, even returning cast, I think Pepper Potts is far more interesting in this movie. Less of a...
Oh, she still annoys me in this.
Oh, yes, but less of her. Yes. As you say, Don Cheadle has upped his game for this movie and has more to do. Obviously, significantly better than Terrence Howard in the first one. I think the suits and the use of Iron Man is far more interesting, and all of the sequences with Iron Man is far more interesting. Just because, and understandably so. But I just think everything about this movie is better than Iron Man 1.
Cool. Number 2 it is.
Excellent. I win.
I was never really disagreeing with you.
No, I know.
I
know you said 2 or 3. So
I just wanted your
justification,
yeah.
my explanation, my reasoning. But yeah, 2. There we go. There we have it. Iron Man 3 is at number 2. Are we doing press start?
Oh, I don't know. We can do. We might as well. We're here. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Yes, I do. I text you.
You did. In which case, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes. But coming up on the channel, we'll be doing press start, obviously. Next Friday, there will be...
You're missing a show before that.
Next Tuesday, we will be back for Admit 1 to talk about Glass Onion. Or as the internet keeps calling it, to really piss me off, Knives Out 2. Just read the fucking title. You can see you're wrong. Anyway, everyone has missed the point of that movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That will be a discussion for Tuesday. I'm going to watch it again. I'm
going to as well, because I watched it.
I watched it on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think it was Christmas Eve. We watched it as well, so that was a while ago.
So, a long time ago, and I want to remember I remember, obviously, the grand scale.
You want the minutiae.
I do want the minutiae. I want it fresh in my noggin, so I'm probably going to watch it on Tuesday. On Friday, of course, Rich will return for one of his gaming streams. Rich, in the chat, if you're there, if you're alive, do you know what you will be playing? Then they freaking compare it to Knives. I mean, it is a sequel to Knives Out, so it's a fair movie to compare it to. Anyway, we'll wait for Rich to reply. Obviously, of course, Saturday we will be back. Proteus. Yes, I do remember. You told me earlier. Rich will be streaming Proteus on Friday evening here on Twitch. Twitch. I don't know whether that's on his own or with Sammy. It's like a old school Doom shooter. It looks quite cool, actually. Okay. Looks pretty cool. And what's the fucking date next week? Because it will be next Thursday, wouldn't it?
No, you got to do...
Is it this Thursday?
It's not Thursday coming, it's the one after.
Is it?
Yeah. So you got Friday, and then Thor on Saturday, and then the Thursday after that, which is like the 17th.
Yeah, it makes sense, but... I'm really confused.
I could tell.
Because it's in 10 days.
Yeah, we're not doing it in 10 days.
We are, because you just said Friday the 17th. Thursday the 17th. It's the 7th.
Shut your dick hole.
Oh, no. It's the 18th. And on the 18th, it's a Thursday. We'll be doing The Last of Us.
It's the 19th, according to my calendar.
Fuck me. How does that make any sense?
So the show airs on the 16th.
Oh, yeah, that's Monday. Yeah.
Which is the Monday.
So Tuesday the 17th. Yeah.
That's when we were originally going to do it. That's why I had that date in my head.
Yeah. But then we were like, one day is a lot to be like, yeah, you need to watch this show.
Yeah, there's no way I would be on top of that every week.
I mean, I would. I have no life. But I'm also off on Tuesdays, so I can watch it during the day. But anyway, we're doing those on Thursdays. But there are more shows, so we'll obviously be more specific. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute. Talk about Press Start. Well, you know what I mean. Talk about video games. Bye.